What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the most amazing homesteading channel on the entire internet that has absolutely nothing to do with homesteading whatsoever. Yeah, today it has to do with sitting here on the middle of an island in the Philippines in this sweltering 94 degrees Fahrenheit heat with 1000% humidity. Ugh, taking 5 showers a day despite having an air-conditioned house. Just kind of dragging it out here, waiting for some folks to get on. If you're here, there's like a delay. Give me some thumbs up, emojis, comments, say hi, whatever, so I'll know you're here. So I did a live on here yesterday and had a relatively good turnout. And a lot of you folks said you missed me, you missed my stories. There's Geneva Henderson in Texas. Glad you caught me live this time. JD's giving a thumbs up. Geneva is asking me, how's it going? It goes well. Today we're moving. We're moving out. We're leaving the house that we've been living in for the last 3 months, and we're leaving the island that we've been living on for the last 4 months. We're not going back to the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. Hey, Bella. Bella from Texas. Maria, Algeria. Allegria. I'm trying not to like show my age and putting my spectacles on, but Bella's here. That's good. Irving Johnson made it. Hello. Babiosaurus in Tennessee. Hello. Yeah, we're not going back to Virginia just yet. We got about another month over here, but we're going to island hop from here on out. We're going to stay on several different islands. Go see some of the hot tourist destinations. Who's this from Las Vegas, Nevada? Joseph Fonseca. Welcome, Joseph. Thumper Rabbit from Houston. Drew Willis is watching. Different live that was going right at 40 minutes. Saw you pop up. Been a bit busy today. Hey, from Indy, Mr. Lake. Well, you left another live to come to this one. Thank you. That's flattering. Hope I don't disappoint. I was just live on our Facebook channel, Sick Twisted Humor, and I'm pretty much going to tell the same story that I told over there. Hello, D. Watson from Ohio, because I know a lot of you folks here don't use Facebook, and I get it. I didn't for many years. And it's because of the success we had with the live stream yesterday, and a lot of you folks came on and you said in the comments, even if you missed it, the live, you watched the replay and you missed the stories. So I've got some stories for you. I alluded to one yesterday about a witch when we were talking. What is this? Yeah, okay. So did I. You never disappoint. Sending you, Joseph Fonseca, sending you yours blessings, plenty now and always, from my Ohana to yours. Thank you. Carolyn Mitchell, hello in Florida. So I alluded to one about a witch. I'm not going to tell that one in its entirety until I'm back in the U.S. for very personal reasons you'll understand that I'll explain when I get there. Jack the Traveler. Hey, man, how you doing? Doing great. Just sitting here sweating. Grain in the Salt Shaker. Hello from South Carolina. Sitting here sweating. I would like to say that where we're going to is not quite as hot and humid as it is here, but that's not the case. All these islands. I mean, we're 7 degrees above the equator. Bella, miss you all, brother. Live the life while you all have the chance. Love and miss your work. We're going to hit it hard when I get back to Virginia, and once I've, there's a 13-hour time difference. Like, it's 12:34 Wednesday afternoon here, so back in Virginia, it's 11:34 p.m. Tuesday night. It always takes me about a week to 10 days to make that adjustment. Once that adjustment's made, we're going to hit it hard. We're going back out in the woods. We're going to go find him, her, it, or they, or make a best effort to do so. But I'm going to tell you a story here, because so many of you came back and said you missed me, miss the stories. We were sharing creepy stories when I was out in the provinces. again last week. That's how you would say out in the country here. And similar to the U.S. at least, you get out in the country and away from urbanization, and there's a lot of superstitious people, and there's a lot of folks who have had some unexplainable events. Um, it's similar to that here. That when you get out of the cities and you go out into the provinces, you run into the same thing. So we were out there and we were swapping stories, like 20 of us one night, just telling scary stories while we were hanging out, enjoying each other's company. And I have a cousin. Um, no, it's a brother-in-law. So we'll say brother because we dropped the in-laws. We're a very tight family. So he had quite a tale about a king cobra. And actually, there were two cobras, and I left out the part about the second cobra on Facebook when I was live there about 40 minutes ago. So I hope you did come over here to hear the story again. So my brother, he has what's called a sari-sari store. What that is it's like a little convenience store all over the Philippines. If you're in the cities, they're every 20 feet away. If you're out in the provinces, they're every 50 yards away. But they just sell like basic necessities, or what they would call here daily needs, like cooking oil, beer, cigarettes, soda pop, um, water, salt, pepper. So most of them sell vegetables, and a lot of them will sell fish that the local fishermen from that village brought in that day. So if you haven't been to the grocery store in the city for a while, you could always go over to the sari-sari store and buy enough stuff to prepare a meal, and it's relatively inexpensive. So my brother had one such store. He still does. And years ago, on Christmas Day, as a matter of fact, uh, he was on his knees stocking the shelves with new product. They had gone off to the city. They'll go into the cities and buy wholesale, come back, mark it up a bit, and sell retail. So he's stocking the shelf, and he feels something go across his chest like this. And he was just thinking, well, his wife had sneaked in on him and was putting her arm around him. But he looks down, and he sees that it's a solid black king cobra, this big and round. And I've seen one here. It was 10 years or so ago. These snakes are very intimidating, and as you know, they're very deadly. They're venomous, they're poisonous, they can bite you, they can spit in your eyes and make you go blind from like 20 feet away. So he did the right thing. He made sure not to move because he didn't want to startle the snake and have it bite him. So it slithered across him and slithered away, went out a crack in the wall, because the store is made out of like palm leaf siding and roofing and all that. You dry it out. It's easy for critters to come and go into those places. So he knew he had a cobra in his store. So he then at that time began actively searching for the cobra, because it was his intentions to kill it, because he was afraid it might kill him first, or maybe his wife, one of his two sons, or maybe a neighbor, customer. But anytime he went looking for it to kill it, he couldn't find it. Well, he would soon see it again. He would often fall asleep. Say he might be in his store, he was tired, so he'd just doze off in the corner and take a nap. And then when he'd wake up, he would see the cobra on a shelf across the way just staring at him. Or if he were to go outside the store out back and sleep in a hammock that he keeps out there in the shade so he can take advantage of the breeze, he'd fall asleep in a hammock. And every other time or so, he'd wake up and there was the cobra. It was either laying on the ground staring at him, or maybe it was up in a tree limb staring at him. He saw the cobra regularly, but it was only when he awakened from a sleep. So he started to think to himself, oh my goodness, this cobra is stalking me just as I'm looking for it to kill it. When I'm asleep, this thing's creeping up on me to kill me. So he had a major issue going on with this cobra. Well, he was at his store one day, and a friend of his came by. It was a woman. She is a security guard at a large company there where they live. She came by, stopped by the store, and she was in her security uniform, and the cobra happened to be in the store. He had just woken up from a nap. The cobra was on a shelf. He pointed it out to this woman, and she says, I've got firearms in my vehicle. Do you want me to take care of that for you? He said, yes, please do. So she goes to her vehicle and she gets a shotgun. She comes back with this shotgun, pulls back the hammer, aims it right at the cobra, and click, misfire. The weapon didn't go off. So she pulls the hammer back again, click, misfire. She says, no worries, I've got a couple more in the vehicle. She goes back to her vehicle, comes back with a sawed-off shotgun. And the whole time the cobra's just laying there on the shelf watching them, cool as a cucumber, doesn't even seem to be concerned. She pulls back the hammer, click, misfire. Again, twice in a row, click, misfire. She says, I'll get my handgun. Goes back to the vehicle, comes back with a handgun. 2 misfires. Same as the 2 weapons before that. The cobra just nonchalantly slithers away, leaves the building. And my brother says to her, what's wrong with your weapons? They don't work. And she says, they do work. We have to go to the range once a month to ensure that they're working and to ensure that we can shoot them properly and effectively. So they step outside the store. She takes the first weapon, a shotgun. Notice I'm not saying gun. I was in the Army. These are weapons. A gun is a howitzer or a cannon, okay? So a rifle is a weapon, a shotgun's a weapon. So she draws a hammer back on the shotgun, the first weapon to misfire, points it straight up in the air, bang, thunderous roar. She takes the sawed-off shotgun, same thing, pulls the hammer back, points it straight up in the air, bang, thunderous roar. Takes a handgun, pulls the hammer back, crack, goes off without a problem. So the weapons were working just fine. She had never had a misfire until she was aiming at that cobra, and so that's when my brother's attitude toward this cobra began to shift. He thought, you know, maybe this thing isn't sneaking up on me to try to kill me. Maybe this is like a guardian spirit or a watcher spirit that's here to watch over me. And so he never tried to kill it again. And he would continue to see the cobra regularly. And this happened 2 years ago, and to this day he still sees it. And he said that ever since he stopped trying to find it to kill it, he sees it more often and more regularly. And it's never approached him, it's never approached anybody else, and he's letting it live. Now, the reason there were 2 cobras is he said at one point he did see it with another cobra. It was about the same size. There were 2 of them together. So he doesn't know if he was seeing 2 the whole time and mistaking them for one, or if this was like a partnering situation where it was mating and it had its partner with it, because he's only seen them together once. So it could be that there were 2 of them, but he doesn't feel threatened by either one. And the only way he can explain the events with the weapons not firing while they're being pointed directly at the cobra was that it had to be something supernatural in nature, something supernatural, paranormal, mysticism. Could have been a very odd coincidence. I mean, if this woman had tried to fire those weapons at the range that day, at the same time, would they have misfired then? It's the type of thing you never know. You'll never know. But it makes for a good story. It's a true story. I absolutely believe him. I have no reason to believe that he made it up or the story's not true. So I wanted to tell that story here today on a live stream because so many of you showed up yesterday and watched the replay especially, and you said you miss these spooky stories, these creepy stories. So I figured, you know, why wait until I get back to Virginia? Why not come on here until then and just kind of warm the channel up, prime it up a little bit. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, it's a big day here for us. If you've tuned in, if you missed the beginning, we are leaving the house where we've lived for the last 3 months. We're leaving the island where we've lived for the last 4 months. We're not going back to the U.S. yet. Still got close to a month to go before that happens. But let's see here. I'm going to give some shout outs. Jack the Traveler. I'm moving to Pattaya in a few years. Can't wait. I'll visit the Philippines and Vietnam too. Typical Jason says, yo, Kevin. Kenji Kano. Hey Kevin, haven't been on, have you seen any him, her, it, or them? No, because I've been in the Philippines for the last 4 months. Uh, Ken McCulkin, good day from Bundaberg, Australia. I'm going to Bahal this October. Please hit the like button, folks. Kenji Cano, when you get back home, I got your 6. Thanks, Kenji. Ken McCulkin, I've been to Bahal several times. As a matter of fact, the very first place I ever visited in the Philippines was Bahal, Tagbilaran City. Saw the Chocolate Hills, the Tarsier. Last time I was in the Philippines, we went there on my son's birthday and took my wife and him and myself to see the Chocolate Hills, the Tarsier. The Tarsier is it's a really neat little tiny mammal. It looks kind of like a monkey, but it's not a monkey. It's got these big giant eyes. They used to think that the island of Bahal in the Philippines was the only place that it lived, but they actually now know that they live in Indonesia as well. So, thank you, Drew Willis. Yeah, we don't discuss those hot topic issues here. We just tell stories, talk about life lessons. Okay, Geneva Henderson says, always enjoy my stories. Tell Dearly and Daniel that she says hello. Hope you guys have a great rest of your vacation. Thanks, Geneva. I'll let them know. Yes, we're packing up, getting ready to get out of here. We'll bring you some videos from those places. Going to a beautiful place called Palawan, where you get to paddle kayaks through these sea caves. The water's crystal blue, crystal clear in some places, 30, 40, 50 feet deep, and you can see every grain of sand on the bottom as well as the wildlife. So we're looking forward to that. So I've got to get in, I've got to do my part. I said I'd help pack. I've been out here live streaming on 2 different platforms for an hour, kind of hoping they get most of it done. But hey, this is my job, right? Okay, I've shammed long enough. I feel like an E4 back in the Army again. That rank, the E4 rank, specialist rank, that's called the sham shield, because we were the best shammers in the military. No, Jack says Sasquatch is living in my Virginia house right now. He's not in the house, but it's close proximity. Laura Klaskius has my 6, says hello to Dearly and Daniel. Betty Brooks, hey Betty Brooks, great to see you, Kevin. Betty from Bakersfield, California. That's right, Betty sent me a t-shirt and a Bigfoot sign a couple years ago. Betty, I had you confused with another woman named Betty from New Mexico on the Facebook channel last week. So, all right, folks, I got to get in here and help my family do some work because we gotta leave here today. So thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed the live. We appreciate you from here at the most awesomest. Hey, Kim Fox. No, not yet. We're going back to Virginia, but we're going to the Radiant RR. We're waiting until it warms up a little bit more, maybe in March sometime, maybe March, maybe April. So I hope you enjoyed this episode from the most awesomest homesteading channel on the entire internet that has absolutely nothing to do with homesteading. Homesteading Off the Grid. See you for more next time.